Voice your vote. We are working to clear up confusion on one of the most important measures San Diego voters will decide on Super Tuesday. We're talking about Measure A, which would impact development proposals in parts of the unincorporated county. Our 10 News reporter John Horn is in the live center. And John, this would potentially impact the creation of thousands of new homes.
It would, Steve, and I can show you exactly where we're talking about. This is a map that's actually available on the county's website. Most of the areas we're talking about with this measure are the yellowish, the greenish, the turquoise you kind of just see over here, goes up and down the region. But basically, that's what this is all about, because the county already has a blueprint approved to basically guide future development in those areas. Now, the controversy arises when a developer wants to pack even more homes into those areas. Now, Measure A asks whether that decision should rest with the elected county board of supervisors or voters across the county. San Diego County is in a housing supply crisis. The region needs more than 171,000 new homes by 2029 just to meet the demand. The big question is, where do we put them, especially in an urban core largely built out? One idea, the rural and semi-rural parts of the county. In 2011, the Board of Supervisors approved what's called the General Plan to guide future development of those areas.
They received input from thousands of people, 29 communities, even the building industry, all the environmental groups, they all weighed in on this general plan.
J.P. Theberge says the county should stick to that general plan, which is where Measure A comes in. In most instances, it would trigger a county-wide public vote when supervisors approve a development that increases housing density in rural and semi-rural areas. A good example of this is actually on Tuesday's ballot as Measure B. It would authorize more than 2,000 units north of Escondido in a development called Newland Sierra. Supervisors approved that development through a general plan amendment, but voters sent it to the ballot via a signature drive. Measure A would just skip the signature drive and send those proposals right to the ballot. Those in the development community say Measure A would quash impactful developments from even being proposed.
It makes it very, very difficult, if not impossible, and that's exactly what the opponents of this want to do. They don't want to see apartment buildings and they don't want to see affordable housing in their communities.
Developers say they'd shy away from proposing a project and going through an arduous public and regulatory process just to send it to a public vote. And Measure A's proponents say the county's general plan already calls for 60,000 new homes, and many of those are in areas closer to the city's urban core. However, those opposed say the biggest density in terms of those homes is actually way far away, like in Borrego Springs, and they also say many of those homes will never actually get built. We'll see what voters say next Tuesday. Live in the newsroom, John Horn, 10 News.
Yeah, big implications there. Thank you, John.